I know. Hey everyone. Hello. I can't see that side of the camera, but we're gonna start something a little different. I'm gonna show you exactly how I make a YouTube video. We're gonna start from scratch. This is most likely gonna be a two-part live event, which you'll be able to rewatch. And why am I doing that? Well, really for motivation, because sometimes it's hard to do the job that I have. And if we do it together, well, it's got to be done, right? I'm gonna turn off the audio over there. I'll be right back here because this is where the whole thing starts. Hang on just 1 second. I'm gonna show you exactly how I make a YouTube video. We're gonna start from scratch. This is most likely gonna be a two-part live event, which Okay. I had some weird feedback noise. I'll just step behind you real quick. And if someone would comment in the live chat, just to make sure that we are live and we're gonna get started. So, as I said, the work day starts here in the office, in this section of the office. I got my coffee and this is research time. So, research time is really important because without it, the whole flow of the day will not work. Now, I am cheating a little bit. I'm not really cheating, but I'm doing everything at once here in this particular video. Typically, the process of doing what we're going to do here together live is spread across a few days. The flow of the videos really starts between Wednesday and Sunday, and that's what we're about to do. So that gives me a few days to think about things and process things. In that section, that is when I just play guitar in my free playing guitar time, which we'll do in a second here. And I'm hoping that something comes out when I'm playing, like something that could make a video. And once I have that something, I write a title. It starts with a title. So between Wednesday and Sunday, I have to have 3 concepts, 3 titles. And along with the titles, I'm saying YouTube video titles. And sometimes it just starts with a title. I don't have the concept, but the title starts with a title. Along with each title comes the magnet, the lead magnet. That's a marketing term, but basically, in a nutshell, what it means is that it's a free thing that people can download that goes with the video. Why is it called the lead magnet? I hate that word, but the truth is, it's called a lead magnet because it's a free thing that is offered for a good thing, a value thing, like a backing track or something like that. And that's the magnet. And then you're added to the newsletter, which is very important for the business. I'm not going to get into that because it's not a business video. I want to show you the process. But the process starts between Wednesday and Sunday. I play guitar. I've got to find, within those few days, 3 titles because I release 3 videos a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And sometimes more, like this one today that you're watching. And with those titles, those concepts, I have to prepare 3 things. Typically, it's a backing track and charts, things like that. Okay, so got our coffee. We're gonna switch here. We're gonna move on to the fun section. This is the new office, by the way. And this is usually where or sometimes do my prep work, what I just told you about. And this is actually exactly what I see when I'm filming a video. See that camera? That is the main camera that you typically see on video. So let's do a full turn and that's the studio. That's it. So you'll see the whole thing. Move here. And as I said, I usually play here, prep those 3 videos, the titles. I have 1 ready for you. Those titles can change a little bit. So the first thing, we're going to turn on these lights. I have 3 lights. I have 2 side lights that illuminate my chair right here. That's the close-up camera that is already on. It's already turned on. And on top of the cameras, I have these things, which I'll tell you about in a second. But we're going to turn on the next light, which is the second side light. And I have a backlight that is sitting right here. Okay, so we're going to turn this on. Camera-wise, you met two. You met the main camera, which is right over there. It used to be right here, but I like my space uncluttered, so it's over there, and I think it looks great on screen, even though it's far away. I have my close-up camera right here, and then there's a third one, which is right close to that backlight right here. This is a secondary shot, so you see in there? That's when I say, when I'm tired of being on the main camera over there, I just make things a little more interesting by turning around. Okay? All right, so can everybody hear me okay? I hope you can hear what I'm saying. So you met the cameras, great. I'm gonna make sure that things are working here with the audio. I just want to say yes, great. Okay, so we got those on. Now, very important thing. I need to turn off all the other lights in the studio. So we're gonna do that because I only want those studio lights to be on. So that's what we're gonna do. Gonna turn these lights off over there. Okay, now everything in the studio is off. I got the blinds shut and it doesn't affect this too much. The set is lit. Everything looks good. Okay, now remember I told you about these things on top? Now some of you know this, but for those who don't know, the 3 cameras are equipped with these. These things are hooked to the 3 cameras and they connect wirelessly to that thing over there. You see the white thing? That is called the SlingStudio. Now, this setup was really expensive, but once you see what it does, for people like me who make a living with this, well, it's such a time saver. So those things communicate with this. In here I have an SD card, which is filming my YouTube videos. Right now I'm not filming this. I don't need to. I'll engage the film record process in a second. But this is also what is streaming. My phone is also paired wirelessly to this thing. Okay? The cool thing is that the 3 cameras plus my phone, plus whatever else I want to throw at it, is wirelessly plugged to this. I can control all that with this thing. Let's do a close-up. This thing right here, I can see my 4 different sources. I have this one right here, which is the side camera, which is right there, right? Then here I have my main. The main camera is the one that is behind the couch over there. That's the main one. That's what I look at usually, okay? And then this one right here is the close-up camera, which is right here. Now, I'm gonna do something. I might lose you for a sec. I might lose you, I don't know. The audio might be lost, but I wanna show you what happens if I switch. Switching is basically dragging and dropping. So if I wanna switch to the side camera right here, I just grab my finger, and drop it, drag and drop it right here, and now that is what you see live. Right here. I don't know if, yeah, I think you still have the audio. So that's what you're seeing live, right? And I could do that same thing with any other sources. So just like I showed you, I'm going to switch to the main, and that's what I'll do. Switch to the main, and here's the main, like that. The close-up looks something like this. That I gotta adjust just a little bit. I did my focus already, and so forth. So that's kind of how it works. Okay, so now that you're familiar with those elements, And by the way, the reason I like to do this, I'll switch to, I don't know if I lost you. So you've got the three cameras, right? Hopefully you can still hear the audio. Okay. The reason I like the system like this is that I feel that it's more organic. It makes it more interactive and more like you're in the same room, and we're not going to do super hard cut edits. It doesn't really matter. What matters to me is the somewhat interactivity. Okay? Okay. Now I'm going to switch from my phone, which is not the best quality in the world, to the microphones that I use for my videos. So what am I doing with the videos? I often wear black shirts. Why? Well, it makes me look a little slimmer. That's number one, which I really need these days. I read the comments, I know. But also, it kind of hides my, see that thing right here? It's my microphone. It clips on. I got another one here that I'll show you. It's an XLR microphone. Rode does that. This is a Rode pin mic. So basically it's, see that? It pins on, see there's 3 pins there. The pins go through your shirt and the capsule goes on top. I hide the cable under my shirt, and then I plug this XLR cable to my sound card, which is Motu 1248 right here. And what goes into the Motu? Well, I have my video mic, the pin mic, the audio mic. Also have all these. I've got my Axe Effects that is plugged into there, and then my 2 Notes Torpedo Studio. In the Torpedo Studio, I can plug any of the amps that I have right here. The Rev is my all-time favorite amp. The others are great, but all these are kind of genre specific. So this is great for, you know, as you know, like heavier. I love this for just heavy rhythm stuff. This is a new one. I haven't played much with it yet, so I can't really talk much about it. This one is a very versatile. I just love the crunches and the cleans on the Rev, and the leads are great too. And then that little guy there, I reviewed it. It's great for Mesa boogie tones. Okay, anyways, we're gonna switch to something a little more interesting. Okay, now that you know the setup, now that you know all that, I've got my pin mic plugged, and oh, you know what? There's one more piece that I need to tell you about. When I make a video, my computer is on. I record things in Logic, which I'll open. The audio is being recorded in Logic so that I can post-process anything I want. But this is always open, Transcribe. Not for the reasons you might think. This is always open because I'm going to drag this backing track right here in there. Now all my backing tracks start with a count. I don't want to count. I'm going to start it right here. Why? Because Transcribe works with this thing over there. This is a foot switch. USB foot switch. It's awesome. It's really all about, my setup is all about minimizing all the things that I don't want to do. So basically if I hit this, keep my foot on it until it stops. And that's what I use for all the examples. So now you know the setup. 3 cameras, 1, 2, 3. Computer's recording my audio and backing tracks and all that. This right here is to launch all the backing tracks. Now that you know all this, we're going to switch to the regular cameras now, okay? Drag and drop this right here. That's what you see. My phone is about to die. Good timing, right? So I'm going to plug my audio mic, and then you'll be able to hear me a little better. Now you should be hearing the pin mic. Should be better audio than the phone. I'm going to shut off my phone and recharge this. But that's okay. We only need our regular cameras now from now on. For those of you who just joined us, I just showed you the gear I use, and now we're going to film a video. So remember at the beginning, can someone confirm that we are still live here and that the audio is carrying through? Well, actually, no, I can confirm real quick. Off my phone and yep, we are. Okay, great. Remember I told you at the beginning that the research work between Wednesday and Sunday is important. That's when I just kind of jam, whether it's in the studio or at home or whatever it is. And I try to find a concept. And my goal during these, between Wednesday and Sunday, is to come up with 3 titles and 3 lead magnets, things that you can download that go with the video. That's all as far as prep time. That's all I do. I don't script my videos, as you know. And then on Monday starts the filming process. On Monday, I film those 3 videos. Typically, I get here in the office around 10, and I'm done around 2, 3. That's for that part, for the filming part. But we're going to do it all together today. So, okay. Before we get started, I'm going to make sure that the focus on my cameras is impeccable, because I can't redo that. So I need to make sure. And so for that, what I do is I use a prop here on my chair. And the prop is always a guitar, right? Now you can't see this, but on my camera, when I zoom or when I focus, I have some kind of lights that help me. Blue light, it turns blue. The talent turns blue to tell me it's in focus. You can't see that, but you know, if it's out of focus, that's what it looks like. So I want to make sure that it's as focused as possible. And because this chair, or this angle is really for me talking, I don't want just I want the guitar a little closer because I sit a little closer. There we go. This right here should be in focus. And if I check and I'm talking to you on this camera, that should look good, hopefully. It might be a little out of focus, actually. I don't know. Hello, hello. Yeah, cool. It's fine. I can check on my iPad here to see if it's in focus or not. And I'll do that for the 3 cameras, so I'll just do that real quick. I kind of did that before the stream started, but noticed a few imperfections. So now I'm going to do the other cameras. We'll work on the main camera now. I don't know if this cable goes far enough. I think I'll unplug for a second while I do the focus. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, should be back. Yep, we're back. All right, so I got my focus done. We're gonna do one video together, so quiet. No, it doesn't matter because we can edit. We can edit everything, right? I try to vary guitars a little bit. It depends. It depends. It really depends. One thing that I try to do, if I move to the close-up camera, I try to have these full, a little fuller. See, there's a guitar missing here. So I try to vary a little bit. Why is there a guitar missing? It's weird. Shouldn't happen. So I try to vary things a little bit and make sure that this looks a little fuller. So we'll move some of the guitars over there, here. This is, I don't know. That's just a habit. Little things like that, I think, help. Or maybe they just help my OCD. That's just very, very possible. Very possible. Okay. Something like this. See? Making videos is work. Told you. All right. Do this. All right. That looks a little fuller. Right here. And I make sure that all my shots are kind of okay. Like, for example, like there's that thing on the desk here that don't really want to be seen too much. I just try to make things a little clean. This right here, this is Devin, if you're watching this. Devin is my video editor. He comes in on Saturdays. That's his Christmas gift. So we'll hide this because he's not supposed to see it. Well, he'll see it by the time. Well, actually, no. If he's watching live, he won't see it. So we'll hide this. I think I'll just kind of go through shots. I'm taking my time here, but usually it goes a little faster. Okay. Now, we're going to do that video. I'm going to grab a guitar. And I think this would be a great guitar for this, but the low E string tends to get out of tune a little bit, so we're not going to use this. We might just use this since it's plugged in already. And I told you I had a concept before that comes up with the research time. And I've noticed lately that anything blues does well on the channel, on the YouTube channel. It helps if the views of a video get a lot of views within the first, I'm not sure exactly, 24 hours, then YouTube will pay attention to that video and start sharing it with people who have never heard of the channel. And in turn, those people turn into possible subscribers, which I make money off of that. That's how I make a living. Because people can buy my courses. And the cool thing is that I love doing what I do. I love teaching. It's not just about the money, but the money helps eat and sleep and take care of the kids. Okay, well. So the concept that I have is something about thinking ahead. So I'll try to speed up the process, but I'll probably do something like chess players make the best blues players. Or why? Well, you've got to click on the video to find out why. And you'll know because we'll do it together. Or something like playing chess can really help your blues. It'll be something like that, okay? Something like that. Typically, I will really have the title written down, and the lead magnet, which in this case is going to be the backing track. Now you know how that backing track came to be, right? It's the foot switch that is just below. I don't want to have the audio too loud because I don't want it to bleed through my microphone. So the concept is basically, if I have my blues, and we'll do it real time. In this case, a blues in E. So we have 3 chords. We have the E7. Here, I'll do this. We've got an E7, an A7, and a B7. The concept that I want to share with you, or do the video about, is instead of playing the things that happen on the chord, so from E to A, instead of targeting notes of A when the A happens, I'm going to target them a little bit before, planning your moves ahead. It'll sound a little different. It'll sound something like this. So this is so right now I'm doing really when the chord changes. Now I'll anticipate.
Okay, you get the idea? Okay, let's make that video. I'm gonna just stop by the chat really quick. Okay, I just happened to notice a question that, oops, here we go. That happens all the time. What is my chair? This chair is was bought at American Furniture Warehouse. I've been looking for a chair like this for a long time that turns, that is kind of comfortable, that is red. I don't know why. And that has arms like this. But typically you would, if you look at gaming chairs, you will find something. Gaming chairs. Or racing chairs, like racing game cars. All right, should we do that video? So if you've been watching the channel for a while, you know the format. The format is I play a little bit, I jam a little bit. Then at some point during the jam, typically I would use this angle right here. And I'll do something like just a talk about the video. Hey, yeah, in this video, like chess players make the best players. And this is why. Grab your guitar, we're going to start it and stuff. And then you know the format, right? So you'll recognize that. This is exactly how I make my video. All right, here we go. Bear with me, you'll see all the uncut stuff. I've got to prep this. I'm going to make sure that I'm recording in Logic, all my different assets. So I've got to record my voice, the backing track, and the Axe effects. I'm going to hit record on Logic. Now my voice that you're hearing is also recorded in Logic. Okay, very important. I need to tune up. I'm going to tune on the Axe effects. Is this stream super boring? Regardless, we're in now. we can't stop now. We got to finish this. I'm sorry if it is, and I'm sorry if I'm not answering comments. We'll have time for that in a little bit. I'm going to make sure that my tempo is matched. So I'll play the backing track and I'm just going to tap it. Okay, roughly. Okay, I think we're ready. All I need to do now is I'm going to start with this. And, I'm going to start with this, actually. I'm hitting record. Now it's recording to the SD card. That'll be part 2 of the video. What do we do with that? But here you go. This is live, a recording of a YouTube video that you will see in its edited version in a couple weeks or something like that. Typically it goes faster than this. Just wanted to walk you through everything. And I make sure that I take out my wallet because I've gotten comments. What's in your pocket? What's in your pocket? My wallet, which is full of cards and things my kids put in there, not money. Okay, on the couch. Okay, got it. Here we go. This is kind of embarrassing, but hey, this is it. So I messed up, which is okay, because we'll do that in the edits. I'm going to switch to this one. Playing guitar sometimes has everything to... Got to make sure that I shut off my email. This happens a lot. Playing guitar sometimes has everything to do with playing chess. What? Yeah, I'll tell you all about this. Grab your guitar, we're gonna get started right after this. Okay, so you know that section, right? I'm gonna switch to my main, and I'll do my intro, and I'll just freeform it. Sometimes it just takes one take, we'll see. Hello, my name is David Wallimann. Welcome to this channel, which is all about helping guitar players around the world find their unique voice on the instrument to tell their own personal musical story. And yes, sometimes telling your story requires a little bit of prep work. That prep work is maybe not exactly what you think. That prep work happens instantaneously in your mind as you are playing. Here's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, in this case, on a blues context, I'm talking about anticipating the chord changes slightly. I'm not talking about anticipating that like a minute before the chord happens so that you know what to play. No, I'm talking about really knowing what is coming and playing that, suggesting that change a little bit before it happens, which will result in something a little tense, but if done properly, it can be very engaging for the audience. Now, we're gonna use a blues in E, a very typical blues, the one you're hearing right now. This backing track can be downloaded for free. You know how it works, right? There's a link in the top line of the description of this video, and it's kind of hard to talk over something. Anyways, the link is below. Download that, it's free, and let's get into this lesson. Before you understand what is going on, I want you to understand what is not going on. So here's what's happening over this backing track. We have 3 different chords. We have an E7 chord. Great. E7, which means that I could play the E7 arpeggio. And then A7. Okay, that's the second chord. Back to the first chord. Here's the third chord, that's a B7. Back to A7 and E7. Now, over these 3 chords, you could play, if you wanted, you could play an E minor pentatonic scale, E minor blues, no problem. That's always gonna work, but if you wanna sound a little different, target the notes of these 3 chords. So you know this, we've covered this on the channel, but that means that over the A7, target some of those A7 notes and E7 notes blended with the minor pentatonic scale. I'm gonna do that when the chord change happens. Minor pentatonic. I'm gonna target some of these notes. Here's the second chord. The third chord. Now what happens if I anticipate the chord? So I'm in E right now. I'm gonna think, okay, the A comes soon, so I'm gonna hit a note of A before. Just a little bit before it happened. Same with E. I'm anticipating that. Here's the B, here's the A. And I'm gonna play E right now. So this is a sweet spot. You don't want to do it way before. You don't want to do it right now. That's too early. But now would be good. It's a little bit of tension before you're playing over the chord, but it's enough tension so that when it happens, you really feel the resolution. Still E. Here's the A. B. A, E. All right, so did that make sense? It's just anticipating slightly. We use the blues, which is a very typical chord progression heard over and over, because it's a very easy style chord progression to start preparing those things. But things get really interesting when you are using this concept over more complex chord progressions, less expected chord progression. The tension that you feel within those, 3, 4, 5 seconds playing something that is not yet there creates like this sense of suspense. Oh my gosh, he doesn't know how to play. What's going on? And then the chord happens and oh my gosh, he knew all along. That's exactly the concept. So it's just like chess, right? You're anticipating the moves. Practicing this doesn't take a very long time, and it only requires for you to hear the chord progression once, because if you can do that, you can anticipate what is going to happen and just make sure that you play just a few seconds before. Experiment with this. So how do you do that? How do you experiment with that thing? Well, you grab any backing track you want, like this one, which is available for free, but any others, and listen to it and prep your work. Now, when I say prep, I'm not saying that all your solos should be prepped. It's not practical. But the more you prepare this kind of thing, the more you get used to a chord progression, the more you'll recognize things happening over and over. The next time you hear a different chord progression within the same style, you will hear some similarities with the things that you have prepared during your practice session. It's training your ear. Like the blues, well, I prepped that a little bit. Now I don't have to prep it anymore, right? Because there are some recurring themes that happen. But you prep this with something simple, like this backing track in E, and experiment with how much time before the chord happens do you need to suggest the chord. There's a sweet spot there. And there's no mathematical rule. You kind of need to test that, what works for you. If you play the chord in anticipation of the chord happening like 20 seconds before, well, that could work in certain styles. I'm thinking like more of an outside jazz fusion type of thing. But there's a sweet spot to be had, and that's something you need to discover for you. Grab this. The PDF will also include some scales for you to practice. And that's what I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If this was your very first visit, well, you like this video, you should consider subscribing, because every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, a new video just like this one comes out with a simple concept for you to take and explore to hopefully help you find your voice on the instrument. This is your pencil. You are the author. Let's learn how to use the pencil to tell better stories. Thank you so much for watching this. Practice well. I'll see you very, very soon. Until next time, steady. I haven't said that in so long. See you next time. Okay, that is it. So this is basically the flow. I'm going to stop record here. Hopefully it won't stop the stream. I think we're still on. So now that I have this, I stop Logic, and I'm going to show you what I do with that, but I'm going to save the session. I stopped the recording on the SlingStudio. So what we just did with the switches, the camera switches, is recording on that SD card, which is still in the Sling. I'm going to stop this live stream in a few minutes, and I will restart another one. That'll be part 2, and I'll show you what I do with that. How do I edit the video? What do I do with it? What do I upload? That is not my job typically. I'll tell you more about it later. Devin, my employee, comes in on the weekends and does that. So Monday, typically, I have my 3 titles, my 3 lead magnets with the backing tracks, and I do what we just did 3 times for the 3 videos. And then I continue. Okay, I'm going to put this down for a second. Did I tell you that I love uncluttered spaces? I really do. So I'm going to put this switch that was very useful. I only have 1 video today. I'm going to put it back in its storage place here. Great. And I'm gonna stop by the chat a little bit just to talk to you guys. Let's see. Hopefully we're still, yeah, we're still on. Okay, okay, so there are some people who know what this site is about. Cool, awesome. Back in the chat, I can take a few questions real quick here. And then we'll stop this live video and I will direct you to the next, okay? But that's one video's in the box. That is great. Sometimes it takes much longer, but sometimes it just takes the time of the video. It takes like 15 minutes to make a video, which is really nice. All right, any questions? Now's the time. Feel free to rewrite them. We're only 30 minutes in. That was not bad at all. Just 30 minutes. That's great for this live thing. All right, I guess I'll scroll back. I see some very familiar faces. China Guitar Skeptic, thank you for stopping by, brother. So good to see you. Ryan. So many friends. Thanks a lot, everyone. Back to that chair. This is probably the most common questions I'm getting. It's about this chair. If I'm truthful with you, it's not as comfortable as I wanted it to be. It's okay, but I should have invested a little more. This was probably $100 on sale. Should have spent $200 to have it like something really nice and comfortable. But anyways, Vola guitar is in the house, and oh, I'm so glad I used the Vola guitar for this video. Now I can use whatever I want, but Vola is great. Love Vola. As you know, you've been watching the channel for a while. Okay, what else is here? Well, what else is here? Who else is here? What other questions do I have? China, Guitar Skeptic. Yes, there were fingerprints on the guitar. I know, I'm not going to redo it. But you're right. I don't like this. I should have done that, but... All right, well, everyone, I'm going to pause, okay? I'm going to restart the stream. So how do you watch the next part, which is going to start in just a few minutes. I just need to stop this one and start the next. The best way is, let's see, how can I do this? I'm going to create the stream now. Can I create a second stream? I don't know. I don't know if I can. I'm going to try, okay? If this stops for any reason, go on my channel, go on the channel, youtube.com/Wallimann, 2 L's, 2 N's, and you should see the live stream happening when I start it. But I'm gonna try to prep this. I'm gonna try. Bear with me for a minute. Okay. Okay, I got this. I'm going to send you guys the link in the chat. And I will meet you in part 2 where we're going to edit. Take what we just did, do something with it. Okay? Here is part 2. I'll stop this and I'll meet you right there, all right? Everyone, thank you. Let's do part 2. That is where the other part of the magic happens. I'll see you right there. And of course, I gotta stop this. See you in a minute.